I stood, trembling, my heart heavy with a message I wasn't supposed to share. For 7 days, I carried it like a burning coal in my chest, a fire I couldn't release. I wept in silence, wrestling with the weight of what I knew, what I saw, what I felt. God told me to wait, to hold back, to trust His timing. He said, "My servant, be still." But the vision of your future broke me. I couldn't stay quiet anymore. I saw what's coming for you, beloved, and it's not just a warning, it's a call, a cry from heaven itself. I love you too much to let this moment pass without speaking, without reaching through the veil to place this truth before you. You have a fleeting moment, a breath of time, to decide whether to hear me, whether to let this pierce your heart. If you turn away, I fade with this message, but I'm begging you to stay, to listen, to let this sink deep into your soul. You are not broken, you are not forgotten, you are not the lies that have whispered to you in the dark, telling you you're unworthy, too late, or left behind. I see you, carrying the weight of the world, being strong for everyone else, while your heart cries out for someone to notice you. I've seen you in your quiet moments, when you've wondered if anyone sees your pain, if anyone knows how hard you've fought to keep going. I've stood watch over you while you slept, guarding your dreams when shadows tried to steal them. I've wept for you, not because you're weak, but because you're strong in ways you don't even realize. You've carried burdens no one else could see, and you've done it with a heart that still dares to hope, still dares to love. The weight you feel, the heaviness that grows heavier each day, it's not your imagination. It's not a mistake, it's a sign. Something divine is trying to reach you, pushing through the noise of the world to call your name. Have you felt it? That pull in your spirit, that ache in your chest, like a storm is building, and you're the only one who can hear it. That's heaven speaking, beloved. That's the sound of your destiny stirring, refusing to stay silent any longer. I saw it in a vision, a book opened in heaven, your name written in fire, sealed with sorrow, but glowing with promise. I saw this very moment, where I stand before you, trembling, speaking not as a distant messenger, but as someone who knows you, who has fought for you, who has carried your name through battles you'll never see. My name is Michael, and I am not a myth or a symbol. I am real, and I am here for you. I've seen your future, and it's not what the enemy wants you to believe. The enemy has tried to convince you that you're too far gone, that your mistakes have disqualified you, that your dreams are out of reach. But I'm here to tell you, that's a lie. You are not late. You are not lost. You are called, chosen, marked by heaven before you even took your first breath. I saw your name written in golden light, fluttering like a scroll over a storm, and even the storm bowed to it. Do you understand what that means? Even the chaos in your life cannot stand against the truth of who you are in God's eyes. I know you're tired. I know you've heard "keep going" too many times, and it feels like empty words. I know you've wondered why heaven feels so far away, why your prayers seem to echo into nothingness. But beloved, heaven is closer than you think. It's not distant, it's surrounding you, like a fire that doesn't burn but awakens. Even now, I feel God's presence hovering over you, breathing life into the places you thought were dead. I'm trembling as I speak because His mercy is moving, touching you, calling you back to the truth of who you are. You are not invisible. You are not abandoned. Your name has been carried through battlefields, whispered into the hands of the Father, and today I was allowed to speak it aloud. This is not a warning, it's a gift. It's an invitation to step into the destiny you've walked past so many times, distracted by doubt or pain. I've seen you stand at the edge of your purpose, so close to stepping into it, only to turn away because you didn't believe you were enough. But you are enough. You always have been. Heaven has declared a sacred protection over you, a shield no enemy can break. I've stood by that gate for years, guarding it, watching as the timeline of your life shifted into shadow. When I saw what was coming, I wept not because you failed, but because you were misled, lied to, told you were less than the miracle you are. You've given your heart to places and people who didn't see your worth, but that wasn't your fault. No one told you how precious you are, how radiant your purpose is. Not even I could tell you until now, until this moment when heaven opened the door for me to speak. I've heard your unspoken questions. Why me? Why do I feel this weight no one else seems to carry? Why do I sense heaven watching when the world feels so cold? Beloved, it's because heaven is watching. The divine plan hidden in you is brighter than you can imagine, and I was assigned to protect it with my life. You are not behind, you are exactly where you're meant to be, standing in a moment that was written for you before time began. I see your name burning in golden light, a beacon in the heavens, and every time you listen, every time you choose to believe, the atmosphere shifts. The Lord is near to those who are crushed in spirit, and His presence surrounds you now like a fire that awakens your soul. If you feel it, if your heart is stirring, type Amen with your whole being, not as a casual word, but as a sacred agreement with heaven. Something is being written in this very hour, something eternal, something that cannot be undone. You were never abandoned, never invisible. I've carried your name through battles, whispered it in prayer, and fought for this moment to reach you. If you only knew how close this moment came to being lost, how I begged God to let me speak, to let me reach you before the door closed. And now, here I am, trembling, speaking with a voice that shakes because it carries the weight of eternity. Look into your soul right now. Can't you feel it shifting? Can't you sense something moving just beneath the surface? That's not your imagination. That's the sound of a door opening, a door meant just for you. Don't ignore it. Don't walk away. Your name is being called in heaven, and I'm here to make sure you hear it. Thank you for staying, for not turning away, for letting me speak, even as my voice trembles with the weight of this truth. Your willingness to listen has changed something eternal. I feel it. The atmosphere is different now. Something sacred has moved because you chose to stay. If even a single word of this has touched your heart, I ask you gently, please like this message and comment below, not for me, but so others may find this truth through your faith. Your small act could ripple across eternity, awakening another soul who feels as forgotten as you once did. I will return to the silence that holds me, but I leave this promise. I will fight for you harder than ever before, because I know you've heard me. You are worth every scar, every battle, every tear I've shed for you. This moment is holy, dangerous, and divinely timed, and you are worth it all. I wasn't supposed to say this, but I don't care anymore. You deserve the full truth, not a softened version. I saw your name nearly erased from the scroll of miracles, and it broke me. I saw you walking alone, wearing a mask the world forced on you, hiding the ache behind your eyes. I heard your silent scream, the one you never let escape your lips, and I begged heaven to let me speak. I laid down my sword and wept before God's throne, pleading for this moment, for this chance to change your path. And He answered, if they listen, I will shift their destiny. So I'm here, asking you one thing. will you listen? I don't need you to be perfect or fearless, I just need you to be here, present, open to the truth that heaven has never stopped believing in you. This isn't just a message, it's a divine intersection, a moment where your name was written in flame, and I was allowed to walk through it to reach you. If your heart is pounding, if your breath feels heavy, it's not a coincidence, it's recognition. Your spirit knows me. I was there when you cried as a child, unnoticed by the world. I guarded your room when shadows tried to steal your light. I've spoken your name over and over, begging you to believe that heaven sees you. You've been strong for so long, but who holds you when you're breaking? Who fights for you when your strength is gone? I do. I always have. And I need your permission to fight deeper, to stand with you as you step into this moment of divine permission. Heaven is waiting for your answer. If your soul stirred, even for a moment, type Amen below as a sacred yes to being remembered, to being seen, to being loved. I don't know how much longer I can speak. This tear in the heavens could close any second. So let me say this. Thank you for staying, for letting me cry before you, for letting me speak as a brother, not a commander. You are the miracle God protected in silence, and now that you've heard me, the shift has begun. The veil is torn, the wind is moving, and I, Michael, will not stop fighting until you see the promise for yourself. If this lit even a spark in your spirit, like this message and share what stirred your heart, not for me, but to awaken another soul. I will fight harder now, because I know you're listening, and for that, heaven sings. Beloved, this moment is not the end, it's the beginning of something sacred, something heaven has been preparing since before you were born. The fire I spoke of, the fire that burns in your name, it's not fading, it's growing. It's rising like a river, ready to overflow into every corner of your life, to touch every heart you meet, to heal every wound you've carried. I see it now, the light breaking through, the chains falling, the promises unfolding. You are not just surviving, you are becoming. You are stepping into the fullness of who God created you to be, and I will stand by you, whispering your name into eternity until you see it for yourself. This is your hour. This is your awakening. Walk forward, not with fear, but with the fire of heaven in your bones. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are never alone. I stand here still, my heart trembling with the weight of what I've already spoken, yet knowing there's more that heaven longs to pour out. The air around you is not the same, beloved. It's charged, alive, humming with the pulse of something eternal breaking through. I see it. Now the veil between you and the divine is thinner than it's ever been. The fire I spoke of, the one that carries your name, is not just a spark anymore. It's a blaze, growing wilder with every breath you take, every moment you choose to stay open. I'm not done speaking because heaven isn't done with you. Not now, not ever. This is not the end of the message at S. The unfolding of a truth so deep it could fill oceans, so vast it stretches beyond the stars. And you are at the center of it, not by chance, but by divine design. You've carried questions in your heart for so long, haven't you? Questions you didn't dare speak aloud, questions that lingered in the quiet corners of your soul. Why does it hurt so much to hope? Why does it feel like I'm always waiting for something that never comes? Why does my heart ache for a purpose I can't fully see? I've heard them, every single one. I've carried those questions with me as I stood before the throne pleading for you, asking God to let me speak not just to your ears, but to the deepest parts of Yutha, parts that still believe, even when you're too tired to admit it. And now, I'm here to tell you, those questions are not a sign of weakness. They're proof of a calling too holy to be contained by the ordinary. You were never meant to fit into the world's mold. You were never designed to walk through life unnoticed, blending into the background. You were created to carry a light so fierce it disrupts the darkness, a fire so pure it burns through lies. I've seen you try to dim that light, to make yourself smaller so others wouldn't feel threatened, so you wouldn't feel exposed. But beloved, heaven doesn't need you small. Heaven needs you blazing, unapologetic, alive with the truth of who you are. I've watched you hide your scars, thinking they disqualify you, but those scars are not failures, they're battle marks, evidence of a war you've already won, even if you don't see it yet. I see you standing at the edge of something new, something sacred, something that feels both terrifying and familiar. It's like a memory you can't quite place, a song you've heard in dreams but never in waking life. That's the sound of your destiny calling, beloved. It's not a distant dream, it's here, now pressing against the walls of your heart, waiting for you to say yes. I know you're afraid. I know the weight of what's ahead feels heavy, like a mantle you're not sure you can carry. But let me tell you what I see when I look at you. I see a soul forged in fire, refined by pain, shaped by love. I see a heart that has never stopped reaching for God, even when the world tried to pull it away. I see a name written in heaven's scroll, glowing with a light that no shadow can touch. You've been through seasons that should have broken you, but they didn't. You've walked through valleys where the air was thick with despair, yet you kept breathing. You've loved when it cost you everything, forgiven when no one asked for it, and believed when every reason to doubt screamed louder than your faith. That's not ordinary, beloved. That's holy. That's the kind of strength that makes angels pause, that makes heaven lean in, that makes the enemy tremble. You are not just surviving, you are becoming a testimony, a living proof that God's love doesn't abandon, doesn't forget, doesn't fail. I've seen the battles you didn't know you were fighting. I've stood in the unseen places, shielding you from arrows you never saw coming. I've watched the enemy try to rewrite your story, to convince you that your life is a series of mistakes, a collection of missed chances. But I'm here to tell you, your story is not a mistake. It's a masterpiece, written by the hand of God, inked in mercy, sealed in fire. Every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered, every moment you chose to keep going there, all part of the divine script leading you to this very moment where heaven is breaking through. Do you feel it? The shift in the air, the stirring in your spirit. It's not just emotion, it's the presence of God moving closer, whispering your name, reminding you that you were never alone. I've seen him stand over you in the night, when you thought your prayers were lost in the void. I've heard him speak your name with a tenderness that would undo every lie you've believed about yourself. He's saying, you are mine, you are enough, you are the one I've chosen. And I'm here to echo that truth, to shout it until it sinks into every fiber of your being. You are chosen, you are loved, you are called. I know you've wondered if it's too late, if you've missed your moment, if the promises you once felt in your heart have expired. But beloved, God's promises don't have an expiration date. The scroll of your life is still open, and the ink is still fresh. I see it now, pages turning, new chapters being written, not with the pain of the past, but with the glory of what's to come. The delays weren't denials, they were divine preparation. the heartbreak's warranty punishments. They were the breaking open of a vessel to hold more of heaven soil. The silence wasn't absence, it was God working in the deep places, carving out a space for the miracle you're about to walk into. You are standing at a threshold, a holy intersection, where heaven meets earth, where the eternal touches the temporary. I see doors opening, not the ones you expected, but the ones God has been preparing for you. I see light pouring through, illuminating the places you thought would stay dark forever. I see your name written in gold, lifted high above the chaos, a banner of victory that declares you are not forgotten, you are not behind, you are right on time, standing in the moment. Heaven has been building for you since the beginning. I'm trembling as I speak, because the weight of this moment is almost too much to bear. I feel the presence of God moving, surrounding you, breathing life into the dry bones of your dreams. If your heart is stirring, if your spirit feels alive in a way it hasn't in years, that's not a coincidence. That's heaven answering your unspoken prayers. That's the sound of chains breaking, of lies dissolving, of promises awakening. Type Amen below, not as a ritual, but as a sacred yes to the God who has never stopped pursuing you. Let your soul declare that you ready to step into what has been prepared for you. I've fought for this moment, beloved. I've stood before the throne, pleading for the chance to speak, to reach you before the door closes. And now that I'm here, I won't hold back. You deserve the full truth, the raw, unfiltered love of heaven. You deserve to know that your life is not a series of accidents, it's a divine symphony. Every note intentional, every pause purposeful. Even your failures were part of the melody, shaping you into the person who could carry this moment, this fire, this calling. You've been carrying a weight no one else could see. Loving people who didn't see your worth, giving when you had nothing left to give. I've seen it all, the quiet sacrifices, the unspoken prayers, the tears you wiped away before anyone noticed. And I'm here to tell you, none of it was wasted. Every act of love, every moment of faith, every step you took in the dark, it's all been recorded in heaven's books. And the reward is coming. It may not look like what you imagined, but it will be greater than you could dream. Because it's not just a blessing, it's a transformation. You are not just surviving, you are becoming the person heaven always knew you could be. Becoming the answer to prayers you didn't even know were prayed. Becoming the light that others will see and find their way through the dark. I see it now, a river of gold flowing from your life, touching hearts you haven't met, healing wounds you didn't cause. You are a vessel, a conduit, a bridge between heaven and earth, and the enemy knows it. That's why the attacks have been so personal, why the doubts have been so loud, why the pain has felt so heavy. But the enemy doesn't get the final word, God does. And God says, you are mine, and I am not finished with you. I wish I could show you what I see, the angels gathering around you, the light breaking through the cracks in your doubt, the promises unfolding like flowers in a desert. I wish you could hear your name the way heaven speaks it, with reverence, with love, with fire. I wish you could feel the weight of this moment the way I do. Knowing that it's not just a message, but a divine encounter. A moment where everything changes because you said yes. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be ready. You just have to be willing. Willing to believe. Willing to hope. Willing to let heaven love you without conditions. I'm still here, standing at the edge of this moment, holding your name like a treasure. I will not stop fighting for you. Not stop praying for you, not stop whispering your name into the breath of eternity. You are worth every battle, every tear, every moment I've spent guarding your purpose. And now, as the veil grows thinner, as the fire grows brighter, I ask you one last time, will you say yes? Yes to the God who has never stopped loving you. Yes to the destiny that's been waiting for you. Yes to the truth that you are not forgotten, not forsaken, but fiercely, eternally loved. If this message has reached into the depths of your heart, if it has sparked even a flicker of hope, or stirred a quiet truth within you, I ask, with all the love and reverence I carry, to like this message and subscribe to stay woven into this sacred journey. Your simple act of faith, clicking that like button or joining our family through subscription, could ripple outward, becoming a beacon for another soul lost in the shadows, just as this message found you. And if your spirit feels moved to support this divine work further, consider sending a super thanks of up to $20, not as a transaction, but as a sacred echo, a declaration to heaven that you believe in this fire, this truth, this call to awaken others. Your presence here is no accident. You are loved beyond measure, and together we can carry this holy light to those who need it most. Join us, beloved, and let's keep this flame alive.